Okay, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about triangles. Not just triangles, but the interior angles of a triangle. So if you remember, we talked about interior a little bit a couple videos ago. Interior means inside. So we're going to be talking about these inside angles of a triangle. Okay. Now, usually we've used protractors and stuff to measure the angles, but we can actually use math to figure out angles if we know two of them. If we know two of the angles, we can definitely find the third. And the reason that is because all angles, so there's three angles in a triangle. Those three angles will always add up to 180. So the interior angles of a triangle, those three angles will always add up to 180. Okay, so we have these two angles here, and we know what they are. So we can go ahead and we can add these two angles together. 90 plus 50, that equals, got to do my math here, 5 plus 9 is 14, 140. Okay, so now we know that, we can go 180, because I know that these three add up to 180, minus the two angles I know will get me 40 degrees. Okay, we can actually create an equation with this. We can say that the three angles add up to 180, so angle 1 plus angle 2 plus my third angle, which is x, equals 180. Now we're just solving for x. Add these two together, we get to be 140 plus x equals 180. I got to get rid of the 140, so I minus 140 there, minus 140 there. That's gone. X equals 40. So that's one way of finding the interior angles of a triangle. That's if we know two of them, we can find the third one. Okay, so we talked about interior angles of a triangle, and if we know the two of the angles, we can actually find the third one. What's kind of cool with this is I know what one is, but these other ones, they kind of give me a measurement here, but if you notice, there's variables involved. Even though there's variables involved and these are two unknown angles, I can use the interior angles adding up to 180 to really help me solve this. And all I have to do is just add these three angles up. When I add these three angles up, I know for a fact that they're going to equal 180. So I'm going to take my first angle, which we'll say is 2x, right here. Add my second angle, which would be x plus 20, and my third angle here, which is 40, plus 40. Those are my three angles, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3. I know that they all are going to add up to 180 because a triangle's three angles will add up to 180. Now that I have this, I can just go ahead and solve this like I've done in the past. Once I'm going to combine my x's here, so 2x plus x gets me 3x. I can actually combine my 20 and my 40 here to get me a positive 60, and that equals 180. Now we're back to where we know how to solve. Minus 60, minus 60. Those are gone. We're left with 3x. 180 minus 60 gets me 120. Divide by 3. X equals 40. Now that x equals 40, I can go ahead and plug this into where x is. So this x now becomes 40. So 40 plus 20 equals 60. And then I plug a 4 in here, so it's really 2 times 40, which gets me 80. So this angle's 80 degrees. This one's 60. This one's 40. Well, let's check ourselves. We got 80 plus 60 plus 40. 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 8 is 180. Those three angles add up to 180. So as you can see, even though there are variables involved in this, and we actually don't know these measurements, we can still create an equation because I know that the three angles add up to 180 and can figure out what x is. Then we plug in to figure out what the angles are.